Oh boy, what a situation. And now on the second day, even more information is being dropped. And all of it is absolutely horrible. And the worst part, there's receipts for almost all of this, which is absolutely crazy. This is worse than Dr. Disrespect. But I just want to say this real quickly. Where are the some ordinary gamers, Asmongols, and Actmams talking about this? They aren't. Because they are afraid to say anything bad, because it potentially will anger the MrBeast fanboy crowd, which is gonna be not acceptable. In any case.
Okay, we gotta talk about Kris Tyson. Oh my god. So it all starts with this video titled, "This video will make you hate Kris Tyson."
I saw this.
And not gonna lie, it was pretty successful in making me hate Kris Tyson. Basically, it's exposed Kris for being an absolute A-grade, gold star, certified degenerate freak. I gotta say, this is one of the worst things I've seen in a while. Basically, Kris is really into lollipops without the pops, if you know what I mean. And essentially, lollipops, as I'll be calling it in this video, are
yeah, you can't say the other word. YouTube does not like it.
Drawings of minors, but, you know, animated. So it's one of those situations where, you know, guys, she actually only looks 8 years old, and, you know, I like jacking it to this 8-year-old character, and
secretly it's a 1,000 years old vampire, so it's not even a problem.
I have her framed in my living room.
You know what's the best part about this? Okay, so at this point, you can even see him in the corner here. That's MrBeast. He was roommates with Kris. Yeah, he knows. He knows absolutely everything, and this is going to be interesting.
But actually, she's just a 50,000-year-old vampire, so it's completely okay. Now, it turns out,
I mean, that's the most classic joke that there is about this.
Kris was also good friends with someone who draws real children as those characters and actually bought art from them as well. So that's when your
And that person is Swedish, to absolutely no one's surprise.
behavior is just borderline PDF file, and then there's very, very, very little difference. So it all starts with this guy named Shadman, who is the lollipop art creator.
However, there's a very sketchy personality involved in the story, also known as Shadman. Shadman was a normal guy until he decided to attend an art university.
I mean, can you call Swedes normal people? I struggle.
In Switzerland to pursue his passion for art. However, shortly after, he was expelled when some of his artwork was discovered to be illegal, even considered a danger to society.
Okay, so essentially this Shadman guy is an actual freak. He draws not only animated 8-year-olds, but also real people. In fact,
he drew Keemstar's daughter in a request of Kris Tyson. There was a tweet yesterday about this. This was even yesterday, where Keemstar came out and said, "Oh no, this is not even a conspiracy theory. Me and Kris Tyson literally DM'd about this a month ago, and I said that I don't like him." And dude, people are trying so hard to call this not real, over-exaggerated. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Dude, Kris Tyson as Dr. Disrespect, the PDF version of him, is gone. And I wonder how what's going to happen now to MrBeast, because again, you need to be absolutely borderline, straight up autistic to believe that, oh, MrBeast had no idea. Yeah, okay.
this guy drew his own mother in a prawn scenario, which is absolutely...
I mean, that's just what Swedish people kind of do.
wild, all right? That is, I don't know what levels of messed up that actually is, but if that wasn't bad enough, this guy took Keemstar's actual real daughter, who was a minor, and drew her in also prawn scenarios as well, which is just, I don't know, man, disgusting, depraved. There is no justification for that as well. And despite this fact, and despite knowing all this, we have good old friend Kris Tyson here, who just doesn't seem to mind at all. In fact, Kris seems to love this type of stuff. showing
Dude, if you watch the original video, you know that Kris is a big fan. He even begs for specific drawings. It's kinda wild.
support multiple times to Shadman through several tweets, even like pulling them up on stream once accidentally, and even commissioning this type of disgusting art and hanging it in their living room that they were sharing with MrBeast.
Someone will tweet on
What a great picture. And MrBeast is just like, yep, that's a thing. I'm looking at it right now. Woo-wee wah-wah.
Room that they were sharing with MrBeast.
Someone will tweet on November 8th, 2016, asking Shadman to draw Keemstar's daughter, who was 7 years old at the time, doing inappropriate things with Donald Trump. Shadman will respond by saying that if Trump wins the election, he will deliver it. And as we know, Trump wins, and as promised, Shadman will post drawings.
Okay, so this is literally all that I'm going to show because I don't really feel comfortable showing more than that. But yeah.
Why? By the way, this implies he searched for it.
I mean, this is a real person, not a 1,000-year-old witch or whatever defense people have for this.
Vampire.
This is actually like Keemstar's daughter drawn in this manner, which is beyond messed up, right?
Dude, imagine a world where Keemstar actually is the good guy. That's kind of crazy.
But, of course, this is still Shadman, right? How is Kris Tyson related to this? Well, we'll get into that.
How are Ava and Shadman linked? Well, the answer to this is another drawing by Shadman. It depicts a young girl wearing a "Please be patient, I have autism" cap, pointing a gun at her mouth. She has a fidget spinner as an earring and a spade tattoo on her thigh that says BBC, which we all know what it means. On November 18th, 2017, Ava responded to a tweet from Grande and MrBeast stating, "This is coming from a guy who owns a Shad-based drawing and has it as a centerpiece in his living room." Just some time later, they also posted the exact same drawing laid on the floor with the caption, "Bonus fidget spinners to throw some extra autism."
Now, I'm gonna say one thing, though, about this, because I saw the original video. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you look at this picture, you're not exactly instantaneously thinking, wow, that's the L kind of stuff. Now, you can't actually tell that much. You can't. I personally cannot tell. Obviously, this is not supposed to be a MILF or anything. That is clear as day. But the fact that this should be something in the PDF region, honestly, not that easy to tell. You kind of need to believe that to actually know this.
Initially, it seems Kris was being sarcastic,
But not like that matters considering we all know the intent behind the drawing.
because this tweet came after Shadman had drawn all those disgusting images. However, something messy was going on behind the scenes. In this MrBeast video, you'll notice a very familiar thing at the 9 minutes and 30-second timestamp. From what I believe, keeping illegal art in the bedroom isn't normal at all. The shocking thing is that MrBeast and Kris were roommates.
I don't know, you kind of ask what kind of art, your typical American politician has, and it's probably worse than this,
during that
honestly.
time.
Yeah, nah, Kris is absolutely
Well,
cooked.
maybe not worse than that per se, but more than that per se, for sure.
You not only bought the art, but had it on display in your living room for everybody to see. Any guests that come in, oh, your mom comes to visit, well, look at my lovely art over there. I mean, how much...
Okay, let's be completely, absolutely 100% real. Probably doesn't speak with his parents for God knows what reason, right? He doesn't speak even to his own kid. Bro, and I also love the idea that his now ex-wife is actually saying, oh, he's a great father. He's never there, but he's a great father. 10 out of 10. Holy, this is gonna get messed up real fast, and I can't wait for it.
of a degenerate can you actually be? I can't believe it took over like 6 years for this to actually come out and become public information.
Well, obviously, because MrBeast's audience is primarily 10-year-olds, and the adults who watch him aren't exactly the brightest.
Because I'm also wondering if they do all of this stuff in public, right? You know, tweeting like that, showcasing your support for such a horrible person like Shadman, monetarily supporting him too, displaying his stuff in your living room, then what are they doing in private, right? I mean, it's just got to be 10 times worse, right?
Obviously, I think honestly that's undoubtable. You cannot have something like that and then be like, oh no, that's where I draw the line. Yeah, it doesn't happen like that.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, but Sunny V2 actually had the last laugh. Now, of course, in his viral video, he didn't really talk about this situation. He just talked about Kris being trans, but he did predict that Kris Tyson would eventually become a problem for MrBeast, and that was right.
Oh, I watched that Sunny video. I was more harsh than Sunny. Sunny just said, hey, this could become a problem. Well, you know, existence becomes a problem at some point for everyone. So, I mean, that's not exactly prediction.
Maybe not in the right way, but you know. Now, I'm not going to talk about the trans thing or whatever. I just judge people on their character and their actions. So,
I'm pretty sure being trans is a part of your character, to be absolutely fair.
when I see that this person is a massive creep, I automatically feel the need to call them out, right? It wouldn't matter if Kris was straight or gay or whatever the hell, right? If you're into kids and doing stuff like this, you need to be called out. You need to be locked up for a long, long time and pretty much ran off the internet.
What do you mean for a long time? Forever. That's how we do it. Again, also lock up all those people who say, oh, 17's fine. Again, get them out of my office. Get them out of this world. The world is too small for them. Let them see what's in the afterlife.
Because if you're in MrBeast videos, literally the most popular man on the planet, and you're, influencing like half the world's kids, I'm sorry, you just don't deserve to be there in that spot. There are plenty of other people who will gladly take your place, and the only reason you're there is because you were MrBeast's childhood friend. The fact of the matter is, with all of this information, you are not a good influence on kids. And honestly, a while back, right, a picture was going viral on Twitter where Kris dressed up their kid, Tucker, in heels, right? And there was this big debate, like a culture war, where people are saying,
what do you mean? Of course the toddler knows that he's trans, said the people who also say that toddlers can't consent. 10 out of 10. I mean, this is not going to be problematic at all.
oh, you're making them trans as well. Oh, you're making them gay. And some people said that, no, they're just having fun. It's not that deep. They're just, playing dress up or whatever the heck.
Yeah, and gonna continue to play dress up. Yeah, I'm sure that has never happened before.
But seeing this history of Kris and their obsession with lollipops and having it framed on the walls, I mean, Kris needs to be investigated, and definitely needs to...
Oh, it's gonna be the same shit as not MrBeast, but Dr. Disrespect. Again, people don't understand how many times do I need to say this. Texting that you want to slam someone who is not of the slam age is not even illegal. Meeting them and actually doing it is, though. But until that point, it's kind of really hard to prove that, well, not hard to prove, but it's kind of almost impossible to actually get arrested. That is the thing.
To respond ASAP. Now, the video continues with Kris just constantly responding to Shadman and asking for more and more of this underage art. And at a certain point, I mean, you're just sick in the head. If it was a one-off joke, one time, I get it. Being edgy, whatever. Everybody was edgy at one point. But you clearly love this stuff.
Oh, that was the MrBeast video where everyone's talking about how uncomfortable he is. And yes, it does look like that.
But you clearly love this stuff. You have it framed on your wall.
On April 16th, 2018, Ava replied under a deleted Shadman post saying, "No Beast Boy trap, Shad? You've changed." Basically, Ava was asking Shadman to draw art of Beast Boy, as Beast Boy was shown.
That's disgusting. It's the new show that's really fucking bad. Ugh.
Shown at different ages in the show. We can't say anything for certain, but that doesn't mean the tweet wasn't strange, though we definitely can't say the same about the next tweet. On January 17th, 2018, a person tweeted saying, "Remember this growing up? Me too. Check it out at Shadbase," featuring a photo of the 4-year-old cartoon character Caillou.
I do not remember this one growing up though at all.
With his mother. Kris joined in and replied, "Help, I need an adult." I don't think there's any need to explain how crazy this stuff is. But what's even crazier is Ava's next tweet.
Oh boy.
Maybelle and Dipper are 12-year-old siblings from a show called Gravity Falls.
People say that Gravity Falls is good. I haven't watched it. Maybe I should.
On July 14th, 2017,
Also, I had no idea they're siblings.
a user tweeted comics of these characters kissing. Ava replied, "They're twins, so at this point, it's just right?"
Yeah, there is just no defending this. I don't see how any Kris supporters are ever gonna.
Okay, listen, this is a popular joke though. Also, okay, before before the world become meek and weak. Now, admittedly, you don't say this about underage twins or anything like that. But there is the age-old joke of, well, if you had a twin and you had sex, what would that be?
Justify this peak degeneracy. You're asking for Beast Boy art here, who's actually one of my favorite Teen Titans characters, man. Ruined that as well.
Weak. We kind of weak.
Well, the internet one by one, taking everything I love and just driving a knife into it. Caillou is crazy, by the way. That is, why would you ever want to see that? Nah. And Mabel and Dipper from Gravity Falls. Actually, a bunch of people told me to watch that show. I watched a couple episodes, but yeah, that's not something you want to see sexualized. That is so weird. And I actually know what the Kris defenders are going to say. It's going to be either one, that it's just edgy jokes, right? Kris didn't mean it. They were a different person. I mean, really?
Again, at the core, it is an edgy joke because this joke has existed forever. But knowing the history, you know what's up. You know how it's meant. You know the context. You know the implications. You know everything.
Same joke 500 times. And the joke is that they purchased illegal art and framed it on their wall. That's like saying I committed mass murder as a joke. Like, how is it a joke if you're actually doing it and actually believe that stuff, right? And the second defense is obviously going to be, you're transphobic, of course. Anybody criticizing
and proud
anything regarding LGBT person, oh, you're just phobic, homophobic, transphobic, which I know is completely just brain dead, but this is how some people think that these people are beyond criticism or something. But I'm saying it right.
He said beyond criticism.
Right now, if Kris was perfectly straight and not trans, they would be called out just the same. Just like
I think he would probably be called out more. Again, most people are currently absolutely fearing to actually talk about this subject in case some magically how none of this turns out to be true and just be a giant lie or some garbage like that, which is impossible, by the way, at this point. But yeah, you're not gonna see any of the typical always gonna have the right opinion, be on the right side of history people talk about this, which is funny.
Plenty of straight people who have been called out, like EDP445 or Cody Ko or Dr. Disrespect, right? These are all people who are, been involved in these PDF allegations, right? And it turns out the internet does not discriminate against creeps, right? We just, it doesn't matter what type of PDF file you are. We all agree that they are just the worst types of people.
The MrBeast fanboys are unironically going to go on the defense and just say, oh, we don't care. That's what's gonna probably happen to a huge degree.
So that defense is never going to work. Now,
and remember, as I have always stated this, you know why no one wants to F with MrBeast? That's because he literally has something probably more than 300, probably close to 400 million subs, right? Probably has that. Even if 1% of these people are insane, if they choose you as the person that they collectively do not like, yeah, what is 1% of 300 million? 3 million. Yeah, even if 1% of these people are insane, which statistically, by the way, is extremely likely, yeah, that's 3 million people breathing down your neck. Most people are afraid of that.
After this, Kris talks about Violet from The Incredibles, just adding to that roster of, hey, I gotta be as creepy as possible, and then accidentally pulls up Shadman's website on stream,
yeah, that's great.
Which is, wow.
On June 21st, 2018,
which is hilarious because that means he has that saved.
A user posted some scenes of a 14-year-old character named Violet from the movie Incredibles. Ava replied saying, low-key, she's cute. The fact that Violet was 14 and Ava was a grown adult makes this even worse. Okay,
so just that tweet in itself, obviously that can be interpreted as an edgy joke. I'm sure somebody's made some edgy joke in the past, not me, but some other.
I I will not defend this as an edgy joke, though. Again, the masturbation thing with twins. That is an actual edgy joke that has existed forever. But saying that on Twitter, that's not an edgy joke. That's not even well, obviously we know that that's not intended as a joke. But again, that's not even an edgy joke. That's not even a joke in general. Under normal circumstances when you don't know anything. So, yeah.
That where, the internet has forgiven them. But with all this other context and, supporting this type of person for so long and, monetarily supporting them as well, the context becomes vastly different. And then this becomes a degenerate thing.
The surprising part is that Ava wasn't just reacting to Shadman's work. They were friends or knew each other, to say the least. On April 16th, 2019, Ava will post a clip from their live stream where they accidentally visited Shadman's website. What's even weirder,
Dude, there's also so much stuff about Kris having a second YouTube channel that he posts a revenge P of I Charlie something. I don't know. I did not have that channel as a kid growing up. I didn't have Nickelodeon. I did not have Disney. So I don't know what I Charlie is exactly. But I know it's for kids, and Kris had a channel that he leaked revenge B of iCharlie. I don't know if that's supposed to be the main star or whatever, but yeah, something like that. It gets insane. Again, today is a different day when this video was made, and it gets wild.
is that they gave him a shout out stating, "Shout out to Shadbase for having safe for work drawings today."
And you can see the dates are getting closer and closer to today. We have 2019, which was 5 years ago. Still a long time before, but in situations like this,
Is it a long time before? I'm gonna kind of argue that it's not exactly a long time before.
Doesn't really matter because once a creep, always a creep type of situation, right? You just can't tell me that Kris is innocent in this and didn't know what Shadman's done. Because obviously they have a degenerate
Everyone
past,
knows.
and some people are saying that, oh, okay, Kris has completely reinvented themselves and they are a new person because.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, damn. I'll just go out in the streets and delete a couple of people in the next 5 minutes. My name is gonna be something else, and I completely reinvented myself. I'm a new person. So nothing I did previously is applicable. If you even remotely think that way, I hate you on a personal and deep level. You are trash. Again, you are trash and you make humanity worse. You should not exist.
They're trans, which is like, does it really change you from a PDF type of person to a non-PDF? I'm sorry, then every criminal is becoming trans, all right? That's not how it works at all. And if you were doing PDF type things 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I don't care. You still need to pay for it. This is not a situation where somebody's getting, canceled because, you were cringy.
I can't wait until MrBeast actually comes out and says something. It's gonna get even more wild because he can't stay silent.
6 years ago. Oh, you were saying slurs 6 years ago back when it was okay or whatever. There are certain situations in which it doesn't really matter the time gap, considering you were still doing degenerate things as an adult, as a fully functioning adult, right? I really hope Jimmy sees.
So it's just. The atmosphere here is just uncanny bad.
This because I know you were defending your friend in the past and on Twitter and stuff, and I understand your childhood friends, and if your friend is weird as heck like this, it's time to open your eyes. You could pull up my 5-10 best friends, whatever.
Listen, if you have friends and you have good friends, MrBeast knows. MrBeast knew all this time. MrBeast knew and he ignored it, or most likely, probably to a degree, partook in it. There is no way. This just doesn't work like that.
From my entire life. And if you told me they did the same things that Kris did, I would disown them immediately. I'd never talk to them again, all right?
On January 25th, 2019, Shadman posted a picture of a character called Raftalia from the Rising of the Shield Hero. There are two versions of her.
Oh no, this is bad.
In the show. In one, she is 17, and in the other, she's 10. Shadman
She's actually mentally fucking 5 in both of these pictures.
posted the 10-year-old version stating, "What is this and why do people keep sending me this?" Ava replied underneath saying, "Please Shad, please." I believe everyone understands what this means. One of the tweets, which wasn't clear or was out of context, said, "Nothing gets my knob cranking like some."
Okay, so
Oh yeah. yeah, I think this is where we're ending it. Anyway, that was Pegasus 10 out of 10. More stuff soon. Bye bye.